I'm just your average parent trying to do right by my kids. Never thought I'd have to, deal with something like this. It was a regular Tuesday afternoon. The kids' toys were scattered everywhere. Then there was a knock at the door. My heart sank when I saw who it was.
Hello, I'm from Child Protective Services. We've received a report and need to inspect your home.
I didn't know what to do. They wanted to come in, look around, talk to my kids. My hands were shaking. I felt like I was doing something wrong even though I knew I wasn't. But then, I remembered something I'd read online about knowing your rights. I took a deep breath and said, "I'm sorry, but unless you have a warrant, I can't let you in." The CPS worker looked surprised. They weren't used to parents knowing their rights. It wasn't easy, but I stood my ground. I protected my family's privacy that day. Remember, when CPS knocks, know your rights. It can make all the difference.
So many children taken away, a child per minute gone, they say. With parents left with no answers, kidnapping is what EPF stands for. Not knowing what was done to lose your kids, trying to jump through hoops they forbid. Your pool must obey their commands. For this we will not stand. They have no authority to take them away. They steal kids every day, and that's okay. You look to the court to find some relief, but walk away empty-handed, we all see. You did nothing wrong to warrant this. Day after day, your children you miss. You try to take a stand to be pushed back down. We need a superhero to come around. Tiff and the Punisher, hear your cries. We never want your family to say goodbye. We are here for the long run. We want to lend a hand. Do you have no authority to take them away? They steal kids every day, and that's okay. You look to the court to find some relief, but walk away empty-handed, we all see. Tiff and the Punisher are with you. Join us and take a stand. We will fight for your rights. Leave no stone unturned. We want the caseworkers to feel the pain. Something they're responsible every day. They tear families apart who hope for a new start. Never getting the chance they deserve. They need some accountability, that's for sure. With Tiff screaming loud and the Punisher with her back. Watch out, CPS, we will attack. We will push you back to the courts and strip immunity away. We will stop at nothing to put him all away. So beware, EPS, these are our words. Watch for Tiff and Punisher. They're ready to fight. Haven't you heard? We walk together with you, doing what we can. You need to gather the strength, fight with us you can. It will take us all to burn down this mess. Starting over, giving the children that need it the very best. We are tipping the Punisher, fighting for your rights. We are trying to abolish EPS. They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We've done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, goddammit. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
Microphone.
Happy
There you
Monday,
go.
Here we are.
What?
So here we
I
are.
didn't hear you say.
Does Happy Monday not work for you? Do you hear
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, Monday's fine. And thank you, Henry. I appreciate that.
Yes. Oh Lord. So they're putting that lady in jail.
Yes, they are. They arrested her on Friday, but she's out on bond.
So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about the lady in Alabama, which I apologize, I thought it was a guy. I think that's what we were talking about. It was being a guy that had taken her to taking the one that had the 5 years old, right?
No, he was 3. He was 3.
3-year-old, and that one that left him in the car in Alabama.
Yeah.
But they have actually put her in jail. And then they just let her bond out.
She's looking at 20 years. Your mic is weak, Darren. They're saying.
I've got a weak mic.
She's looking at 20 years. The
Oh,
prosecuting attorney actually is charging her.
that's awesome. That's such good
I
news.
sent that one to you because I want to talk about the 10 states where grandparents' visitation rights are changing fast.
Oh, this is I am there. Is that better?
Yes, that's much better.
I'm sorry, everybody. That was just dumb of me. My bad. Yes. So you see the facts about the grandparents.
No, I sent you about the chick that's looking at 20 years for that little 3-year-old boy's death. But the one I have is 10 states that are starting to look at grandparents' visitation. Actually, it says that the courts and the legislators are actually looking at changing the laws because they're now seeing that multi-generational relationships are beneficial to children. So it says that
Multi-racial,
multi-generational
generational.
relationships are forcing legislators and judges to revisit a long-held standard.
So is that
So
meaning they finally are saying family heritage is important?
yes,
Is that a
yes,
roundabout way of them saying that you're supposed to be with your family and not other people? Is that what they're saying there?
yeah. Well, it says what they're trying to do, right? Like we all know that some parents don't get along with their parents, but they only harm the child because they don't let the child around the parent, right? I'm not talking about a narcissistic parent. I'm talking about a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
So we have actually in Virginia, we are one of only a few states that recognize step parents, step grandparents, step aunts, uncles, and step siblings. Virginia does recognize all that. A lot of states don't. But here, Florida is the first state. Um, they're making it more open so that grandparents can go and file for custody in the death of a parent or both parent, and loosening the rules, allowing grandparents to petition for visitation if one parent is deceased and the other has been convicted of a violent crime.
Hmm. I never really thought about that. What do you do if you're a step parent and let's say you've been with um, the child for whatever, their lifetime. Let's say this kid's 5, for instance, and then the mother dies, and that's unfortunate. Does the stepfather have any rights to that kid if that happens, or how does that work?
Well, here in Virginia, they would, um, because it's like fictive kin, right? It's almost anybody that has a relationship with the child. So a step parent definitely has a relationship with the child if the child has been in their life.
Mm-hmm. That's
So yeah,
now. What about if CPS comes out? So does that? So if CPS comes and they take the child away from them, does the step parent have say in
step
that? I mean,
parents, yes, yes, because in Virginia, you have to check your own states. Here in Virginia, it clearly states in their codes that grandparents, aunts, uncles, stepfathers, mothers, aunts, uncles, and step grandparents all have a legal right to file for custody. All of them.
and that's under the fictive kin guidelines.
No, that's Virginia code.
Oh wow. Alicia's asking about Tennessee. Let me check here. I'll check for you, Alicia.
I don't know. You'll have to look at your I found mine in family courts. The other state is Texas, challenging the constitutional wall, which means that Texas has historically favored parental rights, making it extremely difficult for grandparents to gain court-ordered visitation. But the legal battles in recent years have reopened the debate. Some state lawmakers are pushing to extend visitation criteria in cases where grandparents previously had a strong caregiving role or lived in the same household with the grandchild. So California is next. It says California allows grandparents to petition for visitation if there's an existing relationship with the child and the court finds that it's in the best interest of the child. But judges are now applying more tests, especially in high conflict custody cases. Some courts are more relevant to override parental objections unless clear harm can be demonstrated by denying the access to the child. So that's good too.
So, answering Alicia's question, it says Tennessee law gives step parents legal rights in 3 areas. First, step parents have preference for placement in kinship foster care or of stepchildren in the event that they are removed from the homes of their biological parents. Second, step parents have preference for the adoption placement of stepchildren. Finally, step parents have a right to reasonable visitation when sought as part of a divorce. In circumstances where the state has removed a child from the custody of his or her natural parent, a step parent may be eligible for approval child as a kinship foster parent, which allows the child to maintain a connection with his or her family. And that's Tennessee Code 37-2-414. So yeah, I guess in Tennessee also. However, as with all adoptions, the natural parents' rights would have to be terminated before a step parent can step into that role. But a natural parent could voluntarily consent to relinquish their parental rights, or the step parents could petition to the court to terminate the natural parents' rights for abandoning the child. So yeah, it looks like step parents are full on go for Tennessee too.
I know Maryland and West Virginia do not acknowledge grandparents.
Well, West Virginia is quite a place. I mean, you grew up there, you know.
Oh, Darren. The fourth state is New York, and it's expanding for estranged grandparents. So the courts have traditionally allowed some grandparent visitation rights, but recent amendments have made it easier to petition when a parent has died or is absent. The state is also examining whether to extend visitation rights to include situations involving estrangement between parents and grandparents. Well, that's good. That's good. We need this, right? We need this so bad because now CPS can't say, "Well, they don't acknowledge you. You don't have a relationship." It doesn't matter what you think. Anyway, don't get me started.
Well, that's what we do. We're on a show, Tiff. We're supposed to
Yeah,
talk about
I know. But these are just so good. Illinois is another state. It says Illinois has recently expanded its interpretation of what constitutes a significant pre-existing relationship between a grandparent and a child. The new guidance gives more weight to grandparents who act in caregiving roles, even if not primary custodial. Courts are being encouraged to evaluate the emotional impact of the child that has a bond that is suddenly severed. Oh my God! Well, they need to do that here in fucking all CPS
every
cases.
every damn one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like we say, they need to just burn this bitch down.
In the state you're not allowed to go to, that would be Georgia.
That's where I can't go.
New.
I want a flag with only 49 stars on it, please.
You are so funny.
I refuse to pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America as long as the star to Georgia is on it. If I can't go there, I'm not pledging allegiance to it.
Okay, so Georgia, there's several new court rulings have emphasized the child's right
I'm serious.
to maintain family relationships after divorces. Judges are showing more willingness to grant visitation to grandparents who have demonstrated a long-standing positive relationship with the grandchild, even if it's over the custodial parent's objections.
I don't recognize Georgia as a state in this United States any longer.
I know you don't. Arizona is making it easier. Arizona has taken steps to strengthen visitation rights for grandparents who have been long term caregivers. This includes those previously had temporary custody or served as the child's primary emotional support during family crisis. So that's good for Arizona.
But here's the thing: do they recognize this in the courts? Now we can say that it says it in these laws and all this stuff, but are people going to be able to go to court with this and let it stick? Because this should be a no-brainer, right? It should be a no-brainer in all of these states that if the grandparents step up to take control of the children, that even the law states or their policies and codes or whatever the hell you want to call it, it all says that this is fine. But when you step into that court and you got that judge that does pretty much whatever they want, are they going to recognize this stuff and make it so that the grandparents can immediately take custody or take temporary custody or whatever? That's the big question here. And it's great that these states are doing this stuff. A lot of states are doing a lot of things, but these courts aren't recognizing it.
Well, according to this, the judges are recognizing it.
Oh, good.
It
Good.
said the judges and the legislative body. Now,
Okay.
North Carolina is not so good. North Carolina, more guardrails, not less. So they're saying that the grandparents have to prove there would be harm to the child if their relationship was severed. It says grandparents hoping to win visitation now face more procedural hurdles and a higher burden of proof. So,
Mhm.
North Carolina, you suck.
Yeah.
Oregon is saying looking beyond blood relatives. So, this is all fictive kin. It says Oregon is among the most progressive states when it comes to recognizing non traditional family bonds. Courts there are increasingly open to considering visitation for psychological parents um, and grandparents who may not be biologically related to them but have served like a grandparent role.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah. Psychological parents.
Yeah, I never thought about that. And
Yeah.
then the last one is
What's that? Anybody
Pennsylvania.
that has an influence is a psychological parent or whatever? Is that anyone that's had influence over the child in their growing up?
Um, I guess
Let me
like
look this.
like I have one granddaughter that's not my biological granddaughter, but I consider her my granddaughter because she's related to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what a psychological grandmother would look like, I'm going to assume. It
You
says
look psychological, all right.
right, may not be biologically related, but has served as a grandparent like role.
Okay.
And the last one is Pennsylvania, and it's expanding rights after parental death. So Pennsylvania has recently broadened grandparent rights in the wake of a parent's death. Courts are more likely to grant visitation of one parent if one parent has passed away and the surviving parent persists contact with the deceased parents. So these are pretty good, except North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not too shabby.
No.
How many people out there that are watching the show are grandparents that have been trying to fight for their grandchildren? I mean, we know Debbie is out there doing that, but I mean, how many of you others are out there that are grandparents that are fighting for your grandchildren and having a tough time doing it? I mean, because there's a lot of grandparents out there that are having a hard time fighting the system.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? I had a lady call me. She lived in Harrisonburg. That's an hour from me.
Mm-hmm.
And CPS removed the child and put this child. Now she lives an hour from here. This CPS worker crossed state lines and drove 3 hours into West Virginia because great-grandfather was convicted of murder in 1970. Okay, now this man is like 78 years old, and now all of a sudden now he's a threat.
No, once a murderer, always a murderer, I guess. But I mean, he is 78.
And he hadn't been in trouble since he got out.
Well, I would think that you'd probably try to behave yourself after that. I mean, I'm just going to be honest here. I think after something like getting out of jail for murder, I think that you probably would mind your P's and Q's. But yeah,
they're only allowed to go back 10 years.
Right, and he was 78. Yeah.
And they went back 50.
Yeah, people can change. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like the hair follicle tests. Why do they keep giving people hair follicle tests that go back 6 months? Why are they giving them to them week after week after week? There's no, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. They take all the time stuff. Yeah, money. And that's probably the same thing with the grandfather. But no, they should make those in stone. The amount of time that they're allowed to look you up, see what you've done in your past, there should be a standard amount of time that says, look, you can look up X amount of years. If you can't find anything prior to that, then, sorry.
Each state has one. In Virginia, it's supposed to be 10 years. And when I heard that they went 50 years back, I gave her the attorney that I know, and he took her case. I don't know what happened. I don't get involved. Once he gets in there, I'm out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure she won.
Right. Oh, good. So it's a good story then.
Yeah, because he doesn't play around. He don't fuck around. He's fuck around to find out.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That's why good. I like him.
Yeah. We need more of those out there to help these parents and grandparents.
Well, actually, I gave Mr. Ramey his name and contact information to put up on their website, since they're doing if you go to parentalrights.org/VA, they'll have a list of lawyers, Maryland, Maine. They'll have a list of lawyers that will help.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's good. That's really good. Oh, that's exciting. That's really good and exciting news for something, especially on off the cuff of this whole, maybe if the grandparents had that child, he wouldn't have met his demise like that. Maybe if someone that really cared about that kid, other than his parents, which I'm sure they did care about him, maybe he wouldn't have been left in the car if his grandparents could have had him.
See, this is what drives me nuts. When you have CPS come to your house and they remove your kids, I don't care what it's for, and you go in front of the courts, this is what a judge will say to you. I didn't come to you. You came to me, right? You're in here for a reason. Where the hell is the accountability? I'm glad that they charged her, but I'm going to tell you, it wouldn't have been a charge had there not been an outcry. Right? I mean, because everybody was talking. I mean, you couldn't turn on a fucking YouTube, a TikTok, my kids were on Instagram and all them other things.
Yep.
It was all over there.
Yep. No, I know. But I mean, you know what? That just goes to show everybody we need to make sure that we make noise, because it does make a difference. It does, because like you just said, had people not made noise, this would have never have come. So that just tells us that our voices are working.
Yeah. They're definitely working, because even Mr. Ramey said they have bills in Congress right now. And that was what he'll be on Thursday night when the three of us are on. And I want him to go into a little bit more about that stuff, because they're fighting just as hard as we are, honestly. They're just fighting on a bigger platform. They're fighting in DC.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we need to get to, that big platform. I don't understand how this cause hasn't met that level of platform yet. I mean, how does it not? I mean, I think it's becoming, honestly, I think that this is becoming a a fad thing. I think that it's catching on that way. Like it's cool to be involved in CPS now. I think you're seeing a lot of that stuff. Like a lot of people, standing up for the rights of whatever. Like these people are coming out and making it their whatever. That would have never have even turned a batted an eye at it. But they're seeing that there's such a big market of people. I mean, this is a very marketable, very. This has to be one of the biggest groups in the country. If you could just get everybody to put their goddamn heads together and be as one, this has to be one of the biggest groups that there is in this country. I mean, I bet it far supersedes that of breast cancer survivors. I bet it's the biggest one. But everybody's too damn stuck in their own head, or they're upset. They don't want to go out in public. They're embarrassed by what's happened, or whatever the reason. We just can't, because people still don't understand the mass amounts of people that are involved in this. That's what they don't get. Because otherwise you would be seeing these politicians and these musicians and all of these superstar people coming to the aid. But since they can't see all of us together, then they don't care. It's not a big enough pot for them to piss in. I guess is the way you kind of look at that.
I don't think it's that. I think they're scared.
I think you're wrong, Tiff. Just no, because you know what? You're right.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I told you I got that email from Mark Warner, his secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And after I told her what I wanted to talk about, I have yet to get an email back. I even emailed her today and was like, so when is he available to come on? And
Did it have that tone in your email?
Huh?
Did it have that tone in the email?
Oh, I'm sure if there's 5 explanation points behind it.
All right. Okay. All right. That's it. The tone in it.
So they're scared.
Yeah. Well, because in the past, there's been such fallback and such retribution for speaking out against them. I mean, the media had that rule against them that said that if you were wrong, if you reported wrongly about CPS, there's a $50,000 fine, is what I read. And then not only was it a $50,000 fine, but your advertising rights were suspended for a day. And that's worth gajillions to some of these news agencies. So sure, they're not going to say anything about it because they don't want to be caught. Well, first of all, if you're a news agency, you shouldn't be reporting the wrong thing. That's the way I see that. I mean, we hold our people accountable for everything. Everybody that has shows here, they better be telling truth or they're out of here. Like granted, they don't really care about advertising budget because we don't have one. But, so news agencies should be held to a higher standard. But look at Nancy Schaefer, right? That should be enough to scare anybody. You're going to step out and say this stuff. Oh, okay. Well, how about we'll murder you?
Yeah.
And we all know that that's what happened.
And this is what I tell people too, right? People a long time ago were like, oh, Tiffany, I love imitating people. Oh, you had to do something to have CPS. I said, first of all, I didn't do shit. Okay. It was my ex-husband. Okay. Let's get that shit straight. Okay. His drug, his booze, and his woman came before the kids. He knew I was locked up. He waited till the day I got locked up to take them down there. Anyway, because he knew I would kill him. He knew
right.
it. I knew I was going to prison. Hell, I might as well catch a couple more charges before I go.
Yeah, might as well. You're already on the way.
Right. But this is the thing. Oh, you're so loud about it. But nobody's listening. They hear you, but they're not listening. And I think that's what's still going on today. They hear us. They're just not listening to us. They hear what we're saying. And if they really listen, they would do their homework.
All right.
This shit is all over the place.
Uh-huh. If you put a picture of a child online with a black eye and a broken arm in his cast, people would be on that 10 times stink on shit. It would just be freaking. But you put a picture, you can't even put in the ways of how kids are affected by this. Like this is mental abuse at its best right here. What they do to the families and everything, aside from everything else, is the worst case of mental abuse that you could ever imagine happening for children. But how do you market that? How do you make it so people do pay attention? How do you make it so it burns it into them that this is what's going on? Because this is what's going on when they remove the children from these families. Because no one's even talking about this. No one talks about the wrongful removal of children from these families. They don't do it. It's not an issue.
You know how we do it.
I am anxious to see.
We find all their addresses and send CPS to their front door.
Yeah, I agree with that. We always say that. Like when people say that, one that person that said, "How do I tell people it's not drama?" Tell them to have CPS come over to their house. That's it. Oh,
I even asked the chick when she attacked Claire. Oh, I can't believe somebody falsified your drug test. They didn't even know you. Actually, they did know her. I
right,
said, give me your address and I'll send CPS to your front door. Of course, no, they didn't respond.
right. Of course not. They never will.
No.
So, oh, Jen Babson wants to come in. You want to come in, Jen, and comment on this? We'll
Come
let
on.
you in. Come on, let's go. Classic Mom's talking about these teens in Georgia. Are you reading what Classic Mom's putting up there?
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
That is insane. And then they're getting away with it. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. That's fine. Just move along. They must have deserved it, right? They must deserve it, them children. Here you are, Jen. Come on in. Oh, did you get that? Sorry about that. All right, here she's coming in. Yeah, Classic Mom says this. I don't know if anybody saw it. It says Georgia DFCS holding dozen teens in the basement of a church without a license and against fire marshal code. And she said all the teens were from out-of-state facilities with no explanation why they were removed or why they were being housed in the church basement. Trafficking step 1, she says.
I forgot what state it was, but one state, I got it this week, said that, I think it was California, said that any child in custody is not allowed to leave the state of California anymore, no more out of state relatives, and especially not any out of state facilities.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, well, we got Jen in here. Let's see what Jen has to say.
All right.
Hey guys,
Evening, Jen. Hey, how are you?
I have something from, so I'm in all the groups, right? I'm in your 2 groups. Like I follow Gunner, I follow you guys, I follow everything Tana was doing. I follow everything that Kai is doing. She's from Phoenix Warriors. I follow Dave Weigel. How can I help? I'm on board, volunteer, whatever. So this came from Kai today, and it's very promising. Phoenix Warriors, I think, is where she posted it. Come on, I think that's the one. Rid of quorum. So the governor of Texas has gotten on board with something that he received, a writ of quo warranto from one of our pro-parent groups. And it basically says, follow the law. Anybody not following the law, we're gonna bounce you instantaneously. Greg Abbott cites the quo warranto. Let me see. That light the fire.
I heard about that. He told the Democrats either they follow the law because they're all trying to leave Texas. And the Texas Attorney General said, if you leave Texas, we will arrest you.
What? Arrest them for leaving their state?
Because they said if the Democrats leave, then there'll be an unequal balance of power.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's constitutional. They can force you to show. You're talking about politicians.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
the
They can
Democrats.
tell them, look, we need a quorum if we're going to meet. So
a
none of you are getting out of this.
but a quo warranto is it's how it challenges someone's right to hold a public office.
Yeah, and it's saying your public offices, your positions are in jeopardy if you don't familiarize yourself with your obligations and conduct yourself. Here it is. Public notice. Texas executive supports quo warranto. This is through her children's court initiative, lover. All right. I gotta let it load. Public notice. Texas executive. What? Why buffed? This page isn't available now? No. You're not gonna play.
Too
They
late.
do it to all of us.
Take it down. Yeah.
How? Oh, because they're that means they're monitoring me. If
Yeah.
that's the case.
You know it. You know it, Jen.
You know you're in the club when.
Yep. You might be a member of this society if. Yep.
You try to read something truthful online and it shuts down immediately. Yep, this page isn't available right now. This may be because of technical error.
Or because
Oh, wow. That's so
come.
dirty. You know what? I'll just try to pull it up on my phone. You're not going to get the
Because
best of
that's
me.
what I
I'll
was
get.
getting ready to do.
Well, it's from the Freedom Ignite group. That's where I don't think she has it. Maybe she has it on her personal page. I'll go there next. Searching. Freedom Ignite Ashes to Ashes to Action.
Here's the chick that the baby died in her car.
Oh, you got her on the thing?
No, it's not here.
Yeah, everybody remember that face.
Yeah, helpers, huh? No, child
Yeah.
procurement services. It's not child protection, it's child procurement. No
Yep.
ethics, no regard for sanctity of family, sanctity of the fact that this is a creature created in Yah's image that needs to be treated with dignity and respect. It's something I leave in the back seat like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. I mean, there is something to be said for cars now have that thing that warns you that you have something in your back seat still. So I mean, this
Tell
is
me that
actually
isn't.
crazy.
Oh, like our society has come to that. I love it.
Yep.
I support it because we can't afford, one, but really, there's
Yep.
a woman on YouTube. She puts out YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, and TikToks. She puts out TikToks and she goes, how do we explain to these other generations of kids that there was a commercial that came on our televisions at 10 p.m. and said, hey, parents, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? You
Yeah, I
know?
remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that commercial. That and they
it
had the
really
baby
was a thing.
too.
And now
So
it's
this,
parents, have you checked the back seat?
Mm-hmm.
so this is what
Ah,
Greg Abbott said. It says Governor Greg Abbott threatening to arrest Democrat lawmakers who fled the state in an attempt to block redistricting from moving forward by denying Republican lawmakers a quorum. It's
yeah,
absurd.
quorum.
Yeah, and he said that you're right. It has something to do with the Department of Public Safety. And he
He can
said
do that.
Abbott could easily pass flood relief, but they need it for redistricting, and they were threatened with arrest if they did not do their job.
I finally got it called up. Very good. Thank you, Tiff.
You're
Governor Greg
welcome.
Abbott, August 3rd. Real Texans, this is from the desk of Governor Greg Abbott. Real Texans don't run from a fight, but that's exactly what most of the Texas House Democrats just did. Rather than doing their job and voting on urgent legislation affecting the lives of all Texans, they fled Texas to deprive the House of the quorum necessary to meet and conduct business. These absences are not merely unintended and unavoidable interruptions in public service, like a sudden illness or family emergency. Instead, these absences were premeditated for an illegitimate purpose. What one representative called breaking quorum. Another previously signaled that Democrats would have to go by an extreme measure of a quorum break to stop these bills from happening. In other words, Democrats hatched a deliberate plan not to show up for work. So the specific purpose of abdicating the duties of their office and thwarting the chamber's business. And then he says the truancy ends now. You've abandoned your elected state office. Long letter. In addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may also have committed felonies. Many absentee Democrats are soliciting funds to evade the fines they will incur under House rules. Oh, so we're going to get punished and we're going to make you pay for it. We're going to make your constituents pay for it. Any Democrat who solicits, accepts, or agrees to accept such funds to assist in the violation of legislative duties for purposes of skipping a vote may have violated bribery laws. See Texas Penal Code Section 36.02. The same could be true for any other person who offers, confers, or agrees to confer such funds to fleeing Democrat House members. And he goes on, I will use my full extradition authority to demand the return to Texas of any potential out-of-state felons. Well, look at him. He's hard on we are a rule of law state. And we have this lovely letter right from his desk to say, so now we need to get whatever prompted this into the hands of all the governors. All the governors in every state need to be told, looky here, Article 3, Section 2 says we can't be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime except on presentment or indictment by a grand jury, not by some guy in a black robe that says, I know nobody saw you do anything, and your kids are saying nothing bad happened, and I need money. The state against you. The state's gonna win. We're more powerful. Look at my pretty black dress. That's gotta stop. So this is he supports the invokes quo warranto. The quo warranto that was sent out, I gotta look up where it originated, is this very powerful document
That's calling for
imploring imploring them to take their duties and obligations with a little more seriousness. These are
all of those things, all of those writs like that are like that. You know, writ of mandamus, the quo warranto, all of those things are very powerful pieces of law or whatever you want to call it, your legal arsenal. Because those things are actually calling you to do your job. You know, either stand up and do your job or get the hell out of there. That's basically what it's saying. You know, like all of those writs along that way are like, you need to do something because you're not doing this specific job right. And if you don't, then there's going to be repercussions of the severest matter.
Or you can return all the paychecks, you know, all the paychecks that the public authorized because you gave your oath of office, and we took that to mean that you were going to fulfill the duties, that you raised your hand and said you would. You know, if you want to return all of the compensation that you received, we'll find somebody else.
That's it.
Somebody more likely to regard themselves as serving.
I know if the angry citizen was here, he'd say that too. There's nothing more powerful than the right to vote. And people need to realize that that's the one tool that we have right now that's available to us that, I mean, you could say that they can't stop, but they can, but whatever. Theoretically, they can't stop it. And we need to realize that there's a hell of a lot more of us that have been involved with CPS than anybody else. So if we all use the power to vote, oh, hello, Peaches. I guess you want to come stand in front of the camera. Use that power. If we all use that power, then we will get to where we need to be and what we want.
That's really slow. I think we need to also invoke the whole you can hold the public office in times of good behavior. There's got to be an instrument for that clause. Looky here, you're not in good behavior. ABCD, this is why. You know, here's my exhibits, and be gone with you. Oh, don't forget to return the paychecks for the 4 years of criminal activity.
They should have to pay back the money that the people gave them if they're not doing their job.
Well, and they're not just they're harming others. So that money's got to go to make whole those who they violated.
Well, I mean, the people have a right. They have, you know, this is the responsibility. You're supposed to do your job, and it's the people's money. So if you're not doing your job, then pay back that money. You know, that's it. So that goes for the health. That goes for all of these people, the CPS, all of these. Everybody forgets they work for the people. We are the people. We are the government. We are the ones that are in control of this. And these people are not doing their job. All we need to do is go to their health and their human resources office and get their books, get what their policy manuals say that their employment is supposed to entail and what they're supposed to be doing. And are these people doing it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Are they doing it or aren't they? Are they acting responsibly? Are they acting in line? If they're not, then we, the people, need to invoke the right to fire these people that work for the government.
Well, if you go to their website and you go all the way down, it says customer service.
Oh, perfect. Excellent.
Customer service.
That must be for them, right?
It's in their policy. We are the customers. We're supposed to be right all the time.
The customers always right.
Well, when we are right.
It says customer service.
Sometimes they're not.
Right.
But I worked in retail too.
Right. The customer's always right. I guarantee you that that's not the saying anymore.
Until it's just so loopy that they're not right, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes you just go with it to maintain a relationship. So
So yeah,
Remember how the last time we spoken, I was talking about, all right, we need to have a campaign where everybody continues to hammer the legislators. We all need to tell them, here are the deficiencies and this is what's doing wrong. And look here, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments say that you have enforcement power. It's a part of the checks and balances among the three branches. So since we're not getting anywhere in the courts, all of my motions have been ignored. When I got a copy of my case file here, this is only the stuff that they penned. All the stuff that I threw in there afterward, my motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, motion to dismiss for voidness, motion to petition for virtual visits, motions for intervener, motion to have the kinship place, blah, blah, blah. None of that is among this. They just decided, she's pro
okay,
se. We have
that's
a
against
appeal to
now. You can hold a court clerk's ass to the fire for that, because they are supposed to file every piece of paper that you bring to that court is supposed to be filed, every one of them. That is a very, very serious accusation, and a very, very serious. If she did not file the papers that you provided them to file, then they're in deep shit. And if you can prove that, then there's that other part that you got to be able to prove it, which is why you're always supposed to send it, certified, registered, or whatever it is, and all that stuff, because you need to be able to prove it. But if they did not put those files in your case, it's not up to the court clerk to decide whether your file's frivolous or non-fileable or whatever. That's for the judge to figure out, but not for the clerk. They're supposed to file every document that you put in there. That's a big, big, big no-no if they didn't file your stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
It's
very, very big. That's a very big no-no.
They were just hoping I'd go away. We hope that, like so many other parents, I might succumb to the grief, perhaps. We have a lot of parents that just decided, I give up. My shoulders are hunched. Yep. I'm weary. I'm so sad. And they leave us.
Well, we watch it all the time. We get, you see it in this movement. I'd like to say that I've been involved now long, as I can say that I'm seasoned a little bit, but I've noticed, you get all these parents that are gung-ho when it first happens or whatever. Once they follow and they succumb to the timeline and all of that stuff, they start to fall back, and then they just fall away and you don't hear anything from them anymore. And I get it. It's hard to live like this. It's hard to live this life. It's hard to have this in your face every day, but you have to if you want to do anything about this, I mean, Tiff, how many people have you seen fall off?
Oh, I don't see Tiff anymore.
Oh, she left us?
Could be signal issues. Sometimes I just drop out of stuff, not voluntarily. It's just
Oh, she's waiting to come back in. I couldn't let her in.
She got booted.
Yeah, it booted me.
Shit, enough of you, Tiff.
And I didn't even say anything.
Imagine. But how many people have you seen fall off of this movement, Tiff?
Oh my God. I feel at some points I felt like I was the only one standing alive.
I imagine.
This is what I tell people, because the girls want me to train them, and I say, this is very hard. And a lot of people don't last. It's only me and Kim that have been doing this as long as we've been doing it. I haven't met any other, and Valerie. But she's a lawyer.
Right.
Who's that?
Valerie. I work with her at Poverty Law School. So I only know 3 people, including myself, that have been doing this for 30 plus years.
Wow. Oh yeah. So 97 they signed AFSA. So that's 30 years.
Were you in before that or after, Tiff?
I actually started teaching people the Constitution when I was 16, so I've been doing it a little bit longer. But when I flipped it to CPS after they railroaded me on my one daughter, so that was in 95. So that's a long time.
That's pre-ASFA.
2 years pre-ASFA.
Yeah.
Well, if only parents were aware that, look, this isn't about you. This is just because you have offspring, and offspring are a winning lottery ticket to each of the states. Don't get discouraged. You're gonna fight this. You have to fight this. I'm sure that they would have had a different. It's all fraud. They're capitalizing the CUSIP numbers and they're trading it on securities, and it's just multiplying, and it's such a cash cow.
Well, when was the last time you saw a state have a deficit? Answer that question. That used to be, you go back 15 years, all over the news was, this state is in a deficit, has a 10% deficit, and blah blah blah. That was always the case on the news. When the hell do you see a state that's under their budget, or when do you see any shortfalls or any of that are over and you don't anymore? Why? Because they balance it out with the amount of kids that they take. Maine has a steady 4% increase, and I started looking into that. So does every other state. Their rate of taking children increases 4% every year. Some are more than others, but that's how they balance their budgets. They're balancing it by the amount of kids that they're taking into custody, because it's millions of dollars. It would be very easy to take a $10 million shortfall. Oh, you know what? All you got to do, especially when the federal government's giving you back, 5-1. So all you have to do is take 4 kids and you've made up your $10 million. It's very simple.
Well, I also tell people, go to your attorney general's website, because not only is all that in there, he does the child support right there. It's right there. How much money that he thinks he's going to get for the year from collecting child support from the people in his state, on top of the federal funds. To me, that's triple dipping. Okay.
Yeah.
So, right. So you pay your taxes. Okay. Well, your taxes come out. Then you got to pay child support. Right. And then if you have somebody on TANF, so now you got to pay the state taxes, back child support, and current child support. The state is triple dipping.
It's triple. It's just, and then you're getting 5-1 back from the money that your state's putting in. So why aren't you getting those refunds back, right? Why is the state taking all that money? That should be refunded back to the people, right?
Yes, and here's the thing. When you go through the Child Support Enforcement Agency, they're charging you. They charge $45 a month here to use their services.
Jesus Christ.
It's $500 a year.
Wow. Constituted abandonment. Failure to perform the duties pertaining to the office must be measured. So this was a big deal back in 2021, them abandoning their offices back then. I'm reading this, and you get this. You know who was the Attorney General back then? Ken Paxton. Says Texas courts recognize that a vacancy may occur by abandonment of office. Whether a specific legislator abandoned his or her office, such as that a vacancy occurred, will be a fact in question for a court and is beyond the scope of an Attorney General opinion. Through a quo warranto action, a district court may determine that a legislator has forfeited his or her office due to abandonment and can remove the legislator from office, thereby creating a vacancy.
Well, my suggestion is, why don't they all quit and let's re-elect all new people?
So here's the thing. I don't understand this. What's happening here? I don't get this. So to vote on something, they're all leaving?
Yeah, they're trying to stop a vote for redistricting. They don't want to be redistricted. Like every 10 years, I think states redistrict. Like we just had one like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So they tried to fight it in Virginia Supreme Court, and the Virginia Supreme Court said, no, we do it every 10 years. So they redistrict everybody. So when they redistrict everybody that was in that seat left. They did not run again.
Wow. So there's a crybaby move.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy
so like
smoke.
I said, they all just need to give up their seats. We'll put other people on the ballot, go talk to these people and see what they're going to do, because that's what we really got to do. Right? Like every year here in Virginia, we have an election. This year it's the governor's race.
Right.
But you can't get these people to come on because they're campaigning. But we need to talk to them. Like, what are you going to do about CPS? What are you going to do about child support? Hell, what are you going to do about these corrupt judges here?
And when is somebody going to ask that question? What are they going to do about CPS? That's the question.
I I've been asking it forever, and everybody's just like, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about." But do you
Well,
know
Miss
how I get their
Fox.
attention? Yeah, you know how I get their attention? I did
I
this
know
to
how
the
you.
last
I know how
delegate.
you do it. I know how you do it.
I say,
I
"Hey,
certainly
my name is Tiffany Wise, and I'm a parent advocate here locally, and I advocate all across the country on the Constitution. But we need to talk about CPS murdering our children by ripping them from their parents." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, she said they're murdering children." Well, I'm
right.
not lying. When
Mm-hmm.
you're ripping them away and terminating parental rights, you have just caused that whole family a death.
You're damn right they did.
So tell me how the word murder offends anybody.
You
Because
shouldn't.
that's what they're doing. And kids in care are being murdered. Darren, you were just in the meeting here. She couldn't even tell me if the 33% that are dying are in foster care or at the hands of their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of
Hell with
here.
it.
That's bullshit.
All right, guys. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you, Jen. Jen, you got any last words you want to say?
Can you call me on Facebook,
Yeah,
FaceTime when you're done here?
I can do that.
I have
All
a
right.
timeline. I need. Okay.
All right.
And if anybody knows how to get these statistics, a statistic showing that, okay, before CPS existed, this is how many kids died. This is the infant mortality rate and the toddler mortality rate.
You muted. We'll show it. Yes, Jen, I will work on that for you. You muted somehow, but I will work on it. And I'll call you right now.
I think about you 100 times a day. It's no way to keep the pain away. I'm so scared of forgetting your smile, so I look at pictures of my child. It breaks my heart we lost her so young. We missed all the tender times, can't be redone. Please God, stop the pain, this is no fun. I know that God has the plan. I don't understand who I am. I do know I have the faith to pray to God from any place. Please God, make this pain end. It's a nightmare that should have never been. My faith in you is guiding my way. Excuse me, God, I have to say, give me back my baby, I'm not playing around. She's a piece of my life. I'll do anything for you now. So many children taken away, a child per minute gone, they say. With parents left with no answers, kidnapping is what EPF stands for. Not knowing what was done to lose your kids, trying to jump through hopps they forbid. Your pool must obey their commands. For this we will not stand. They have no authority to take them away. They steal kids every day, and that's okay. You look to the court to find some relief, but walk away empty-handed, we all see. You did nothing wrong to warrant this. Day after day, children you miss. You try to take a stand to be pushed back down. We need a superhero to come around. Tiff and the Punisher, hear your cries. We never want your family to say goodbye. We are here for the long run. We want to lend a hand. Do you have no authority to take chance they deserve. They need some accountability, that's for sure. With Tiff screaming loud and the Punisher with her bat. Watch out, CPS, we will attack. We will push you back to the courts and strip 'em you